Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe and turn my notifications on. I post new videos every Tuesday and Friday at 2 p.m. And also I post vlogs which will appear days in between. And also I do live streams and those come out at random times, and I also delete them right after, so you can't view them after it's already over. So you need my notifications on so you can see that. And also, don't forget to follow me on all of my social media. If you spam me on my Instagram at KylerChristo and comment done after spamming me, I will spam you back or follow you back, one of those two. Same thing goes for Twitter. My username is at KylerChristo. Don't forget to follow me there. Spam me with likes and I'll spam you back, or I might follow you back. And also hit me up on Snapchat. My username is at KylerChristo. My links to everything will be in the description box down below. And also, I think now is a perfect time to give myself a promo for my merch. So go ahead and stay tuned for this next clip. Hey guys, so this is my merch. I have several different designs like "Come on bro, just one smack" with a jewel on it, or "Cry about it" or "Busted." And there's 3 pages of designs. You can go ahead and check them out if you're interested. If you want to buy merch, go ahead and buy it. And if you do, make sure you take a picture of whatever you bought, post it on Instagram and tag me in it, and then I'll post you on my Instagram story. Okay, so today we are going to be doing a weed Q&A, which I don't make a lot of videos about weed because I feel like if you make videos about weed, like, you look like you're trying to be cool. But a lot of you guys are requesting me to do videos like this, so I guess it's finally time for me to do a weed Q&A. Also, I want to do a little disclaimer. I am not trying to brag about smoking weed at all. I'm not trying to say it's a cool thing to do, and I'm not trying to tell you to do it. However, I also would like to say I don't find anything wrong with weed at all. I think that's everything that would offend people. So I asked you guys to ask me questions about weed, or like weed related questions on my community settings, which is another reason you should have my notice on, because if I ever ask you something, that's how you will see it firsthand. Alright, so let's go ahead and read some of the questions. On a scale from 1 to 10, how faded are you right now? Well, at this exact moment, I am not faded at all, because that would require me to be drunk and high, which I am neither. But if you were asking the day that I posted this, I wasn't faded either, I was only high. Your parents know that you smoke weed. Do they care? How many times have you smoked weed? My mom knows that I have. My dad, like, it's not that he doesn't know or that I'm hiding it from him, but I just never told him. But like, I see him when I'm high all the time, so like, I'm sure he's caught the hint by now. And do they care? They did at first. I mean, my mom did at first. Like, she really cared. Like, she was such like, she was really crazy about it. Like, let me tell you, like, I don't even want to go into detail with it, but she was freaking out over it. She kind of still does tweak out about it a lot, like whenever I do it on school days and stuff like that, but she'll get over it. How many times have you smoked weed? I honestly don't know the number. It's an uncountable amount of times that I have done it, so I am not sure. How old were you the first time you got high? I would say, I think 13 or 14 was whenever I first actually got high. I know I smoked weed once in 6th grade, but like, I didn't know what I was doing. I was, like, no one taught me how to inhale, so I was just like, woo, I'm smoking weed. Have you ever greened out? I'm gonna be real with you, I've greened out more times than I've puked from alcohol. And I'm not sure how that works. I think it's because whenever I would smoke with people, I'd always like pick the biggest stoners. And I'm talking about greening out whenever I was a beginner. I am no longer a beginner, like, but whenever I first started smoking, like, every day, all my friends were already stoners. So like, I was new to it, so they could smoke a lot because their tolerance was high. So I would try to smoke the same amount as them, you know, thinking that's like the right thing to do. Which it was not for me, but however, because of it, my tolerance has skyrocketed, and it's really annoying, so I wish I could go back to that. Have you ever made a bottle bong? I have made so many bottle bongs, it's crazy. Exactly how much weed can you smoke before you're unable to drive? I think, well, it depends. How are we smoking this? Are we hitting it through a bong? Are we doing a bowl? Are we smoking a blunt? Or are we jeebing it? Because if we're doing jeebs, literally probably like this much weed, I'm gonna assume is enough to like impair me from driving. But it also depends on what type of jeep, because I've done jeeps where they use like a gallon jug. I mean, I've done jeeps where they've done like huge jugs, like big as fuck. I'm just gonna put it at this, it takes a lot. What's the most amount of weed you've ever smoked? What's the most amount of weed you've ever had you smoked at once? Okay, that's worded so weird. But what's the most amount of weed is what they're asking. What's the most amount that I've ever smoked at one setting? I would say probably 5 Gs. When did you start smoking weed? Well, I mentioned earlier that the first time I did it was 6th grade, but like, I didn't actually get into it until like the first week of my sophomore year, and I'm a junior now, so. Why would you ever smoke weed when a pipe of tobacco is way better? First of all, that is so false. So false. I would never even smoke a pipe of tobacco. Like, you guys already know, like, I juul, but like, I'm not smoking actual tobacco. Like, those days are over. What's the craziest thing you've ever done while high? Well, being high doesn't really make you that crazy, so like, nothing too crazy. I would say the craziest thing that happens for me is whenever I get high, I can't stop laughing sometimes, and it's like really bad. Like, I'll start laughing, and then like the next day I'll wake up and it feels like I did an ab workout, because like, you know, that region's sore, like it feels like you did 100 sit-ups before going to bed or something. Weed or juul? I'll take weed over the juul any day, because I feel like eventually we're all just gonna quit the juul, because even if it doesn't, like, you know, get banned by the FDA, we're all going to stop using it eventually. So like, weed over juul any day. How much do you pay for your weed? I will only pay 10 a G. If I'm paying you 15 a G, it's because I know that this stuff is laced with cocaine. Have you smoked at school and got caught? I would never smoke weed at school, even if it was like a dab pen or a wax pen. I would never do that, ever, because if you get caught doing that, you don't get like a 3-day suspension like you do for a juul. You get kicked the fuck out. You get expelled. However, I will admit, I've come to school high about like 15 times. But I didn't smoke at there, I smoked before. Sometimes use paper because you ran out of shells. No, I'm more of like, well, at first, I mean, up until recently, I was more of like a blunt guy, and like blunts were never an issue because they were just like $1. So like my friend would just go in the store and buy them for $1. And sometimes at this one store, if you go there a lot, they'll give you random ones for free, which we did get random ones for free. I don't really smoke out of anything else other than a Jeeb and blunts. I do see bowls occasionally, and I also see bongs occasionally, but it's usually just Jeebs or a blunt. Have you ever been high when you went to a doctor's appointment? I don't see that being a good idea, as every time I see my doctor and they're like, do you drink, do you smoke, do you whatever, I'm like, no, no, no. Does it take you a while to get high, and have you ever tripped out? It does take me a while to get high. If it's like a blunt, I'm going to need like 2 or 3 blunts for it to actually work, but I have tripped out multiple times. Where's the craziest place you've ever smoked weed? I haven't really smoked anywhere that crazy. I think the craziest place would have to be in front of a sex offender's house, but like, we're not sure if this sex offender is like an actual pedophile or if this was some 18-year-old dating like a 16-year-old. Should weed be legal everywhere? I personally believe weed should be legal everywhere, all over the world. If you're gonna make alcohol legal, then weed should be legal too, because weed's definitely way better for you than alcohol is. Do your parents realize when you're high? I honestly can't act sober whenever I'm high, and a lot of people are able to do this and they can't act sober drunk. I'm vice versa. If I'm drunk, I can like look straight into a cop's eye, depending on how drunk I am, but like, I can look straight into a cop's eye and be like, my name is Kyler. But like, if I'm high, I'm gonna start like shaking and tripping, and I do this thing whenever I talk to people that I know I shouldn't be high around. I'm so nervous I like twitch my head and I go, I'll be like, yes, like I'll twitch sometimes, and it's very obvious that I'm not sober. Have you ever smoked laced weed? No, I wish. Or I might have did it one time, because if you remember from that one story time where I said I was seeing bats, but that was either because the weed or someone put something in the drink. Favorite type of weed and why? I'd say OG Gorilla Glue or Sour Diesel. Those two really mess with my head a lot. How do you act when high? I honestly act the same, but my eyes do get really red for no reason. And I also laugh sometimes, and like I get a little jittery, like my knees like just move, like sometimes I just twitch. But other than that, I act pretty much the same. Well, if you guys liked that video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe, so I know you want more videos like this. If you want me to make more weed related videos, I'm glad to do so. Go ahead and let me know in the comment section down below. Also, follow me on all my social media. My username is Kyler Christo to basically everything. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.